Well, the UTEP Miners haven't really had a great season in a while. Even currently, I believe they ended the season at 2-10, so actually worse than they were the past 2 years. The last decent season they had was in 2021 when they went 7-6. Before that, they once again were really, really bad. I mean, going 0-12 at 2017, it's just not good. You could kind of see the turmoil they've had. The best year they've ever had was in 2005 with an 8-4 record. That is not good at all. It shouldn't be too hard to keep my job. I mean, we have to win 4 games. You know, we'll see. We definitely got a challenge ahead of us. Now, despite the 67 overall of this team, the team actually has really good players on it. One of them being Malachi Nelson, who is a transfer from, I believe it's either Boise State. He is very good in game. In real life too, he's not too bad, but in game, he's really, really good. Really fun to use with 93 throw power. The only thing is we will lose him. His deal breaker is a championship contender, and I believe the only way we might be able to keep him is if we win the conference, and I'm not too sure if we'd be able to do that. I'm still trying to decide if I should be playing every game, if I should sim a few, if I only play 4 games a year. I'm not too sure. So, but we'll see as it goes on. Our halfback situation is actually really good. However, all of them have deal breakers that we cannot abide by right now. Our receiver room is actually quite good. It's quite deep. The same issue as the other players though is a lot of them have their deal breakers set at crazy expectations. Actually every single one of our receivers has a deal breaker that we cannot meet. Then we head over to our defense. Now this is probably one of the strongest parts of our team, especially in our defensive tackle and linebacker positions. KD Johnson, a senior, 77 overall. He's a beast in this game. Kelton Farmer, kind of more of a personal thing here. I had him for a class. We did a couple projects together, and he's actually a really solid dude. He's a 68 overall junior. It'd be awesome to get him out there on the field, just in game, you know, and just be really cool. And then as we look at our linebacker positions, we have Jaden Wilson, who is a junior. However, once again, deal breaker, will probably be leaving us. He does have a playing style deal breaker, so we might be able to keep him depending on if we could change the way we play defense, I believe. I'll have to see what I could change the playbook to where it'll satisfy him. And then obviously our Mike, we have Micah Davey, a senior. You don't have to worry about keeping him, but he will help us win some games this year. But then we look at I believe he is our best player on the team, Xavier Smith, an 85 overall junior red shirt free safety, best player on our team. Unfortunately, probably won't be able to keep him. Our best chance of keeping him is maybe making it to the conference championship and winning it, but that's a tall task to do, especially in Heisman difficulty and playing as this team. So I was in fact right. We do take on Texas week 3 at Texas, but other than that, our schedule doesn't look too bad. I do feel like we can definitely win a lot of these non-conference games, especially against UL Monroe and even Utah State. Utah State in real life, I believe, is fairly good, but in the game, they're about equal to us in overall. In terms of conference, the biggest challenge probably would be Liberty. Last year they had Caden Salter, who transferred to Colorado, so he's not there anymore, but their team is still built pretty well. I was honestly thinking of if there's any way to maybe change who we play. Now, in real life, obviously a big team like Texas would pay UTEP a certain amount of money. Obviously there's no money involved in college football 26, so there really is no reward, I guess you say, or there's no incentive to play these big schools, especially when we're so bad and they're really good. So I was thinking maybe I could change the team we play and we could just go up against Akron, but I feel like that's not that realistic to real life. I'm not saying this is uber realistic, but as realistic as it can be in regards to the game itself. As we progress, obviously we're going to be moving conferences, facing tougher opponents, all that stuff. But for now, we're going to leave the schedule as is, taking on Utah State in week 1. When it comes to recruiting, I tend to kind of get a little bit of a mix of different players. Sometimes certain seasons, depending on what we need, I'll tend to kind of hone in on a certain position. But for right now, at UTEP, we need a little bit of everything. Receivers, especially considering that every single one of our receivers has a deal breaker that we cannot meet. David Hyde, I believe, is he a dual threat? Yeah, he's a dual threat. He's got pretty good throw power with a good speed, and I think he could be developed pretty well. Same with Clyde Grimes. He's got a little bit more throw power with less speed. And then some of the receivers we're going after, a route specialist who 81 speed. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Christian Davis actually is a speedster, so he should have about 88 speed. Yeah, The O-line, I'm not necessarily going to burn scouting hours on them because I could kind of take whatever I can get, especially with these 3 stars. So I'm kind of just going to throw them all scholarships, and then we'll kind of go from there to scout them as the weeks go on to see which one we do want. It's going to be a challenge with this UTEP team. I mean, we have very little recruiting points. We don't have a lot of deal breakers that are great. The only one really being proximity to home. If we could just keep getting 3 stars as much as possible, that will be great for the start. And then the transfer portal will definitely go in and try to do as much work as we can in there. We will be starting Malachi Nelson. He will be the starting quarterback. And then depending on how things go, I'm going to be playing the game. So, if I'm just trash, maybe Locklear will go in and stuff. But we are playing on Heisman difficulty, which I haven't played this game in months. I'm not the best by any means. So we'll see how that goes. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the first game. We're playing at Utah State. Hopefully we could get the dub and maybe impress some recruits. All right, y'all. So unfortunately, this is voiceover Zay. I accidentally didn't change my recording settings for my microphone and the game audio. So that means that the entire video, my microphone audio and my game audio, were recorded on the same track. There was no way I was able to split them. I tried many different things. I tried putting them in video separators. Adobe has a podcast software where you're able to, you just optimize your voice with it and it cuts out the background noise. But unfortunately, this video file was way too long. Unfortunately for these 2 games, you're just going to be getting a little bit of a voiceover, and then I'm just going to cut to a quick montage of how we did. We did end up beating Utah State by a fair amount. I believe it was like 30-7 or 30-10, something like that. Fairly good game to start out the season. Malachi Nelson played well. Hassan Wilson played very well. And you'll be seeing that throughout the rest of this cut. So hope y'all enjoyed. This won't be happening anymore. I ended up fixing the problem, so we're good to go. Although not a big opponent, that win at Utah State helped us a lot in the recruiting category. Kevin Gomez, we still have, he still has us number 1 on his list. Sydney Kisun, the gemmed right guard, actually put us at number 1 as well. We took a big leap, so hopefully we can stay there because I really would like to take that guy. Christian Davis, actually we got to move up to number 1. Hopefully we could stay that way. And then the one guy we were really looking forward to maybe getting, Clyde Grimes. We jumped up to number 1 on his board. So I went ahead and simmed against the FCS school. Didn't really feel like I needed to play it, and we did end up beating them. As you can see as well, we jumped it to first on a lot of our recruits because of that win, starting at 2-0. Next game is against the number 8 ranked Texas. Yeah, I mean, if I go in and beat Texas, I don't think that's really realistic. I don't think I'm that good. Definitely not against Texas to beat them on Heisman, but who knows. We look at the stats overall so far over 2 games. Malachi Nelson has 425 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Rushing, Hassan Wilson does have almost basically 200 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns on his name, playing really well. I did notice his deal breaker being brand exposure, so I don't know if we'll be able to change that at all. And then we have Kenny Odom has 141 yards. I don't even know if I threw to him the first game, so this could have really been one game. And then Hassan Wilson as well, right there with him. we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hop into it. We'll see. We probably won't even be able to audible. We won't be able to do a lot of things, but I'm gonna play smart. I'm gonna play my game, and you know, maybe you might be able to make some waves. We'll see, man. Like I said, if I end up coming in here and like blowing Texas out, which should not happen, probably won't happen. If I go toe to toe with them, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Got the fire warm and the stars are out tonight. All I need is you and I. You're the one I adore, and with you by my side, we are free in paradise. We got the fire warm and the stars.
Even with the loss to Texas, we still have a lot of our recruits that have us first on their board, especially the gem guy Sydney Balkinsoon. And then the quarterback that we want, DeMarc. Oh wait, no, I think this is the other one that we went after. I honestly thought maybe we would drop a couple of them after the loss, but it's not too horrible. Alrighty, so a couple of guys have reached their top 5. So that means the hard sells is available. I'm gonna have to probably start going in a little bit more on Kevin Gomez. I'm gonna have to go in on Sydney. We're gonna send the hard sell. Antoine Scales. All of our offensive tackles. We have the lead, but other schools are catching up. So we're going to have to start focusing in on them. I think that's going to wrap episode 1 of the first ever Dynasty in the Rough series. We are 2-1 so far, with our only loss being to 8th ranked Texas. That pretty much wraps up episode 1. Episode 2 will include our game against UL Monroe. And then I believe we start conference play at home against Louisiana Tech. I'm thinking I'll probably do either 2 games an episode or maybe 3, depending on how the flow of the videos go. I will be playing, I think, all of them. You know, if I'm just kind of beating every team, it's kind of a little easy. I'm thinking I'll probably limit myself to maybe just playing 2 to 4 games a season. But for now, we'll be playing through. You guys will be seeing my struggles. You'll be seeing how I use my players, how I play in general. And hopefully you guys enjoy that. But yeah, I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love. Peace.